Here we are at Game Jam South 2024. We're going to do another console challenge. In this video, I'm going to go around to a lot of the guests and YouTubers and some of the vendors here at the convention. I'm going to get them to recommend an essential PS2 game everyone should have in their collection that's $20 or less. And I'm going to go around and try to find and buy as many of these games as I can without spending over 125 bucks. Let's do it. What I'm going to ask you is to recommend an essential PS2 game everybody should have in their collection, $20 or less. What you got?
This is a no-brainer. It's a game I played so much growing up. State of Emergency for PlayStation 2, the first one by Rockstar. It's awesome. You got to get it.
I would have to say Tony Hawk Underground 2. That is probably one of my favorites that I used to play back in the day. The soundtrack, having Bam Margera, and just like the crazy antics that go on with the skateboarding, and just so many different moves. I loved it.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the games really you should get, but that one was one that was a highlight, and I just loved it.
For me, it's 7 days a week Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's a little bit, I know, maybe a little bit kiddie, maybe a little bit Disney adult of me to say that, but boy, I put so many hours into that game. It's a really good entry-level JRPG. Like, it's not super sophisticated, it's a little button mashy, but a lot of recognizable characters and just a really good time.
I'm going to say...
Oh, this man's got it in his own booth. Look at this guy.
We love Katamari.
Okay.
Honestly, I think almost every Katamari game you're going to enjoy. I mean, there's probably not like a bad one. They're pretty much all similar. But I think this was actually the first one I ever played, if I remember correctly. So if you just like quirkiness and goofiness, and for some reason you've always been a little afraid to attempt, like, I like more serious stuff, just play it for 20 minutes. It's like a 20-minute gameplay type of game at a time. A couple levels. You just roll up giant things on Earth, and you send them up into space.
Nice.
That's all you do.
Well, for the first time ever in these challenge videos, I'm actually going to buy it from you right here.
Oh, okay.
Right after you recommended it.
Wow.
We're here at Andy's booth, and he has one of the games on the list. And it is complete, and that game is State of Emergency, recommended by Jared from Retro Gaming Pandemic.
Oh.
And you got $9.85. Dude, why don't you do even numbers?
Because I give an 85% discount here at the con. Wait, I said it wrong. I said it
You
wrong.
already messed it up.
I messed it up.
There's no coming back from
No,
that.
cut back. I do an 85% discount at this con.
Can I just give you $10?
Yeah.
All right, so there's a ton of PS2 games here, and we found another one on the list. We got Kingdom Hearts. It is complete. Got it for 10 bucks. This was Phoenix Resale's recommendation. We're here with an absolute legend in the community, Austin, the man behind the best video game convention in the Southeast Game Exchange. When is it this year?
July 6th and 7th.
July, and it's going to be the biggest year we've ever had, right?
Absolutely. We have over doubled our size. We went from 50,000 square feet to 125,000 square feet, and I've already filled it. I just got through playing a little bit with my son. I'm going to go with Sly Cooper.
Ooh, that's a great choice.
$20 or less. I'm not really a PlayStation guy, but I'm a Nintendo guy. Even though I'm wearing a Sega shirt. What? That's a
this
conspiracy?
guy's so confusing.
I don't know.
You're so confusing.
I'm confused right now.
We're all confused, man.
Essential PS2 game would be Star Wars Battlefront. You can't go wrong with Star Wars, and it's a great
choice.
game.
Yep.
I would definitely recommend Final Fantasy X if you don't have it already.
Okay.
Fantastic game. It also has like a side quest of the Blitz Ball, which is a fun little mini game you can do. Final Fantasy always has those little side games, but fantastic storyline. Great characters, engaging. It's been a classic for a long time. That's definitely what I would pick up if you don't have it already.
That's a great choice.
Another RPG. This one's more of like a tactical RPG, and I'm actually surprised it is less than $20, but it's Disgaea 2.
Oh, Disgaea 2.
This game you can play almost endlessly because, to my knowledge, there is no max level. The game can just keep going because the way that it works is like you find items, and there are different sets of items, like rare, unique, whatever, and then you can go inside the item, level the item up by beating boss floors within the item, and it's insane. And so I probably sunk hundreds of hours into this and only made it 10 minutes through the story.
scan through this entire stack, and there is one on the list that we need, and that is Dirt Road Games' recommendation, which was Star Wars Battlefront. It is complete, and it is $10. So we're gonna grab that for $10. Final Fantasy X, $10 complete. It's a great deal, especially in this condition. So I'm gonna grab this.
You're gonna hate this because it is an RPG. It is dot hack infection. One thing I like about this game, it actually came with a disc that had like
most games do.
Well, it came with a DVD that had like a intro anime episode that like introduces what the game's gonna be about. So you could actually watch like a dot hack infection episode, and then it jumps into the video game. So it's pretty cool.
The one game that I would probably say that everybody should at least get that nobody's ever heard of is Eve of Extinction, or EOE for short.
Okay.
It was by Ukes, I believe is the company that made it, but the best way to describe it is that you're facing off against enemies, and it's a hack and slash title, and every time you beat enemies, just like with Mega Man, you get weapon upgrades that do like different things.
Wow, okay.
So there's like batons for like one of the best weapons in the game. But honestly, it's one that I played and rented back in the day. Doesn't get the best reviews, but honestly, it's a really fun, enjoyable game.
Everyone should have in their collection, $20 or less.
Ooh, I mean, I automatically want to go to one of my favorite racing games of all time, and that is the Burnout series, specifically Burnout 3 Takedown. The reason I love Takedown is because it was the last one to have crash mode, where you essentially just like cause chaos and earn money, and you get badges for it. It is so good, dude. The music was awesome. And honestly, just crashing and the ways to take down the other racers is like, that's one of my favorite reasons why that game exists. And I want to say it's like $15.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a great choice. Awesome game. So you were saying Metal Gear Solid 2?
Oh, yes. Metal Gear, I mean, it's a sequel to an already incredible game, and great showcase for what the machine could do. Game in general, phenomenal story. The action scenes were great, over the top. Voice actors in it.
Gotta go with Bully.
Okay.
Rockstar in a high school, picking on kids, starting fights, spitballs, pissing on things. Can't go wrong with it.
Dude,
can't go wrong with Bully.
I love it. You can't go wrong. And you know what? I've actually never played Bully.
What?
Never played it.
You gotta play Bully.
So
you gotta play Bully.
Here's the question. Do you have that in your inventory?
I do.
Boom, there it is. All right, how much you doing this guy for?
I got 20 on it, but we take care of our friends, so $15,
Dude,
I think we'll be good to go.
Appreciate that, brother. Right off the bat, Burnout 3 Takedown. That was Andy Pac-Man Case's recommendation. It is complete, and it's $15. I'm not even going to argue with that because this is a great game, and this is in great condition. The awesome Gabby at Shane's booth actually hooked me up and gave me this for $12 instead of $15. So we got a little bit more money to play with for the challenge today. There's one game for the PS2 challenge that I know I'm not going to find for $20 or less, and that was Eric from Retro Gaming Pandemic's recommendation, Dot Hack Infection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on the Goodiez app, which you guys should totally check out. You can download it on iOS or Android. I'll leave a link in the description down below. But I'm going to show you how, as a buyer, if there's a game you're looking for, you can put out a listing for it on Goodiez. You open up the app, you click list at the bottom, you click buy offer, you do a search for the game. So Dot Hack Infection. It's going to pop up. You click on the game. Once you click on the game, you select what condition you're looking for. So I'm going to try to look for a very good condition copy. You put in the price you want to pay. So I'm going to try to get a very good condition copy for $20. And then all you do after that is hit review listing, decide if you want to sign up for their verification service, which is a really cool service where as a buyer, you can pay a small fee for the item to go to Goodiez first so that they can validate it and make sure it matches the listing, make sure you're not getting scammed, and then it comes out to you. And that's just a way for you to protect yourself. And then it's going to show what my total will be with shipping if the seller decides to sell to me or offer to sell to me. And then you click buy offer, and it is going to put that out in the world. And now you can see it is showing up on my page under the buy offer section.
Lord of the Rings Return of the King.
That's a great game.
Specifically because that was the one with the multiplayer.
Yes, and it's so much fun.
It is.
So much fun. And that game really nailed the feel of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the grand scale and the epic battles. Yeah. Super, super fun.
So this is probably not going to be a popular pick, but I would probably pick ATV Off-Road Fury 2.
Okay.
For some reason, that's one of those cheap games that I had whenever I first got the PS2. It was like that, Midnight Club, and like some sports game. But the ATV Off-Road Fury 2 stuck with me because the soundtrack is absolutely insane.
Nice, okay.
A lot of dad rock that I still enjoy to this day.
Yeah.
Just kind of on par with what the convention is. We're going to go with Resident Evil 4. It's a pretty solid one. I think everyone's
one of the greatest games ever, one of the greatest games ever made. Not only have I played it, I've played it probably 20 times.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what I would recommend.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game, and dude, I have no doubt I'll find it here at the convention.
I would think
so.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a ton, right? Because the PS2 library is huge. And you know, some stuff gets really expensive, but if you're going to collect for the PS2 in 2024, you have a ton of banger options that are still cheap. And my pick is Wipeout Fusion. Wipeout Fusion is fast and it's crazy fun. But
I've never played it. I've always wanted to.
Have you ever played any of the Wipeout series?
No.
So Wipeout used to be pretty unforgiving in the tracks. You have to really memorize, like F-Zero. You have to memorize the tracks or you're gonna be in bad shape. But it's very rewarding when you do. And when you get up there, it's super fast. And the music, you can't talk about Wipeout without talking about the killer soundtrack. It's all drum and bass. It's as fast as the game deserves.
There's one right there. Resident Evil 4. This was actually Ty's recommendation. And this is Game Jam South Resident Evil 4 theme. Perfect. So $10, dude. I'm not even gonna try to talk you down on that. It's complete. It's great condition. One of the greatest games ever made. We're doing pretty good so far on the challenge. I'm very happy with the progress, and we've gotten some banger games. There's ATV Off-Road Fury 2 for $6, and then we got Metal Gear Solid 2 for $10. I'm gonna try to get them both for $15. All right, so we snagged Metal Gear Solid 2 and ATV Off-Road Fury 2, so that's Picker's recommendation and Shane from Game Central Station's recommendation. That was Adam, the Retro Beard's recommendation, Lord of the Rings Return of the King, and it feels complete, and this is actually in fantastic condition, and it's only $10. So that leaves me with only $3 left. So we're gonna change it up a little bit, and I'm going to increase the budget to $150. And we're gonna see how many more PS2 games we can get on the list without going over $150.
It's an RPG game called Dark Cloud. I think it's like $15, something like that.
I've always wanted to play that game. Tell me about it really quickly.
Yeah, so one of the things I really like about it, you go through the dungeons and you pick up these like ball type things, and it allows you to build your village. Oh, and so that's just something really cool about it. So
doesn't it have like some Zelda-like gameplay to it, sort of?
Yeah, it's like action adventure type, but you're going dungeon, not really dungeon crawling, but you're going through dungeons and stuff.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
what I've always wanted to play, so I hope that I find it because I really want to get that one.
So I'm not a huge sports game fan, but I will say that the best sports game I think I've ever played is a snowboarding game on the PS2. It's cheap, it's SSX tricky. Fantastic game. What I love about it is, in a lot of racing games, if you get too far behind or you get too far in the front, the game falls apart because it's just boring. You just try to maintain that. But in SSX, it always throws you right back into the action. You're always right there with the people. You're pushing them over. You're hitting big ramps. It's really like a playground more than it is a racing game. And that's what I love about it. It's definitely under $20.
I have to go with Twisted Metal Black. Twisted Metal Black is the only one in the PlayStation 2. It's under $20. They had a greatest hit, so it means it's sold pretty dang well. But that series is, like, just came back in the mainstream.
All right, so that's 2 more games on the list, Dark Cloud and Twisted Metal Black. Got a deal on that for $5 off the sticker price. Very fair offer, very happy with that. All right, folks, so the PS2 challenge is complete. So let me tell you how it went. There were a total of 20 games recommended to us from a variety of YouTubers, guests, and vendors, and I found 13 of the 22 games. I allotted myself $150 for the budget. I only spent $147 to get 13 amazing freaking games. So I hope that you guys can see, if you come to a convention, you can build a stack of really awesome, fun games without breaking the bank.